How are you, dear students? Our lesson today is about cubes, pages 879 and 880. Let's start with this video.
The essential understanding for this lesson is, you can describe a cube by talking about its faces, edges, and vertices. Knowing these attributes helps you draw a cube. Previously, students used their flat surfaces, edges, and vertices to identify cubes. In this lesson, students examine cubes in more depth. They learn that a cube is a three-dimensional shape with 6 equal faces. Each face is a square, with 4 edges of the same length and 4 right angles. This problem is key, because students are asked to describe the attributes of a cube. Listen and look for students who only describe the visible faces of the cube, or who confuse the attributes of a cube with the attributes of a square. Provide these students with a geometric solid of a cube to touch and hold as you describe the attributes. These are edges. These are vertices. These are flat surfaces or faces. Each face is a square, with 4 edges and 4 right angles. Encourage students to count the edges, vertices, and faces. Placing tape or stickers on the shape may help them keep track as they count. Listen and look for other students who recognize that the shape is a cube. It has 12 edges, 8 vertices, and 6 flat surfaces that are squares. These students are developing an understanding of how to talk about faces, edges, and vertices to describe a cube. Later in this lesson, students will use what they know about cubes to draw them.
So, dear students, with our first question here, decide if the shape is a cube, then draw a line from each shape to a cube or not a cube. Here in our question, in our first shape, is that a cube? Yes or no? No, excellent. Why? Because we have here in faces, you can see triangles, and all cubes have excellent squares. So the first shape is not a cube. What about the second one? Excellent, it's a cube. What about the third? It's triangle, so it's not a cube. What about the fourth one? Excellent. The fourth one is cube. So we have here 2 shapes are cube and another 2 shapes are not a cube. Another question here, number 4. Trace the cube shown blue and how many faces can you see? How many faces can you see? So how many faces you can see here in this cube? Just excellent, 3 faces. 3 faces we can see. But any cube has how many faces? 6 cubes. But here you can see just 3 faces. Another question, how many vertices does this 2 cubes have in all? Any cube has 8 vertices. If you have 2 cubes here, so 8 plus 8, excellent, which equal 16. So we have here 2 cubes, so we have 16 vertices. Another question, how many faces do these 2 cubes have in all? Any cube has how many faces? Excellent, 6 faces. So we have here 2 cubes. It will be 6 plus 6, which equal 12. So we have here 12 faces. With another video, listen to it carefully.
This is a solid figure. How is a solid figure different from a plane shape? A solid figure has many faces. It is three-dimensional, not flat. A cube is a solid figure with 6 equal faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. Each face is a square with 4 equal edges and 4 right angles. Which shape is not a cube?
Select your answer.
These are cubes. These are not cubes. Why is the green shape not a cube? Why is the yellow shape not a cube? On the green shape, the faces are not all the same size. The yellow shape is not a solid figure or three-dimensional shape. It is a plane shape or two-dimensional. You can use dot paper to draw a cube. The dashed lines show the edges that you can't see when you look at a solid cube. How does the dot paper help you draw a cube? The dot paper helps you to draw straight lines, and it helps to draw lines in the right direction. How many edges do you draw in all? You draw 12 edges in all.
Now you know how to draw cubes and describe how they look.
So, dear students, with another question here, Scott is holding a solid figure with 6 equal faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. Scott says the figure is a cube, and Carmen says the figure is a square. Who's correct? Read the question again. Scott is holding a solid figure with 6 equal faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. So we have here faces and edges and vertices. So it's a three-dimensional shape. Three-dimensional shape. So what is it? Is it a cube or a square? Excellent, it's a cube. So here Scott is correct. Why? Because solid figure have faces, vertices, and edges, and a square is a plane shape. Another question. Circle the vocabulary word that completes the sentence. A cube has 6. 6 what? Is that 6 vertices or 6 faces or 6 edges? Excellent. So a cube has 6 faces. But has 8 vertices and 12 edges. Another question. Use a place value once cube or another solid cube. Look at the cube as you turn it. Turn the cube in any direction. What is the greatest number of faces you can see? At one time. Again, what is the greatest number of faces you can see at one time? It's just 3, and we said it before. You cannot see through the cube. The other 3 faces are hidden by the faces you see. So you can see just 3 faces, and the other 3 faces are hidden by the faces you see. Another question, and the last one. Complete the sentence about a cube. A cube is a solid what? Excellent, it's a solid figure. A cube has how many equal faces? Excellent, has 6 equal faces. And how many vertices? 8 vertices. And how many edges? Excellent, 12 edges. So a cube has 6 equal faces and 8 vertices and 12 edges. Excellent, dear students. Don't forget our homework, pages numbers 881 and 882. See you tomorrow.